without mindset, nothing happens. You might want to get, in better shape. You might want to get into a new position in life where you're making more money. You might want to do a lot of things, and right now a lot of the thing I'm focusing on is helping people to get in better shape and improve their lives physically and mentally. And with that, what I try and tell people is your mindset is the key to all of that, because you can download hundreds of PDFs and you can download or watch hundreds of videos on the best workout and the best split and how to have the perfect form and how to know when to increase your weight or all that stuff. You can be the best macro tracker and food tracker on planet Earth. But if you don't have the right mindset to stay consistent, pick a goal, stick with it, and actually focus on one task at hand and just be so consistent and so dialed in with a routine of how you do things, and to know when it gets hard and things don't go your way and it's time to just do the thing that you don't want to do, especially when you don't feel like it. When you don't feel like it, doing the thing you don't want to do is literally the hardest part. Because not wanting to do something and not feeling like doing it at a specific time, even though it's technically the same thing, it is so hard because people just don't know how to just stick with something. And so all you really need to think about is when that time comes, say you're in the gym and you're really trying to get in better shape, whether that's gaining weight, losing weight. And I know for me, I really had a hard time because I started out super skinny, and everyone says wherever they start is the hardest, and I'm just saying that from personal experience because I come from not eating a lot when I was younger, not because I didn't have food, just because that just wasn't the type of thing I did. I just didn't eat a lot of food, so I was just so skinny. So I had to retrain my brain and retrain my mindset to be able to eat more food, especially when I didn't want to eat any more food, and then keep training consistently to then gain size with all the food that I was eating. And it's just so hard to stay consistent with all that. But really, what you need to just think about and what you need to just envision is the end path. And if you can find that path, write it out, people do, the vision boards, write out stuff, write out their goals, all that kind of thing. It doesn't matter what you do, what your preference is. Just find that end path that you're going to. And so for me, what I ended up doing was I decided, okay, I want this type of goal. And I picked a type of goal that I wanted, and that was related to fitness in the gym, and it had some strength goals, weight goals, all that kind of stuff. And once I picked that goal and decided what it is specifically that I wanted to do, then I literally made an action plan. I made an action plan and I talked about it to people. So therefore, once I didn't feel like doing it, I said something to someone already. So now that I wanted to keep my word, and I didn't want to then go around and lying to people. So once I made an action plan, I knew it was going to take a long time. I told people, and then I just did it. I followed my plan. I made a plan and I followed it. And when I didn't know how to do stuff, there were times I didn't know how to make workout plans or nutrition plans, so I'd ask other people for help, or I needed to look it up, do research, start just watching videos on how to do it. And yeah, I know I said you can watch as many videos as you need and all that stuff. Yeah, that's always great. That's awesome to do when you're just learning, when you're trying to figure it out, hold some motivation, maybe get some new insight on things. That's awesome. That's what you should be doing. But what you also need to be doing is then figuring out how to combat that time where you don't feel like staying consistent. Because what happens here, I see it all the time with a bunch of people I know, a bunch of people I see, And I experienced this myself. I just fortunately figured out how to overcome it. And by overcoming what people do, which is they start in the gym and say they're like, all right, this is the time, this is now, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get in shape, I'm just gonna stay consistent, I'm locking in. And once they say I'm locking in, then they do for a good probably couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe even 2 months. But after that month, 2 months, then what happens is they start to get complacent and they start to fall out of love with the process. Because yeah, you can make a lot of progress in a month and 2 months, but you're not going to go from 100 pounds of skin and bones to 200 pounds of lean muscle in 2 to 3 months. That takes years. That takes years of work, and everyone knows that. And if you try and think that you're just gonna not start because you can't make that type of leap of progress without taking years, then you might as well just not try and start anything ever with any significance in your entire life. Because if you want something awesome, if you want something great like a great physique where you spend a lot of time, a lot of hard effort, a lot of work, and you just put your entire heart and soul into it, and you just spent a ton of time, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years working on it, then obviously it's worth it in the end. Everyone knows that. Everyone would agree. You literally cannot say, if you put so much work and so much effort into something for 5 years, 10 years, and you obviously are going to have the amazing result at the end, like something like working in the gym and building up your body and your physique. Obviously, you're going to appreciate all that work at the end. Everyone knows that. But what happens is when you're starting, it's so hard to grasp how long it takes. But the thing that takes the most amount of time, and what makes it take twice as long, maybe even 5 times as long, sometimes 10 times as long. I'll see people they'll post videos and say, this is what a realistic physique looks like after training 6 days a week for 6 years. And they look like shit. Like, dude, that's not a realistic physique for working out 6 days a week for 6 years. Maybe you went in the gym for 20 or 30 minutes a couple days a week, and you kind of, did a couple, few sets of shenanigans. But if you're actually working hard, and I know this because I do it right now, I've done it. I've literally done it. So I'm saying this from a actual perspective of someone who did this. You can see what I look like on my Instagram and stuff like that. So you can see what I currently look like. And I look like that because I put in effort every single day without skipping for years. And I ate the right foods too, all the time. Yes, there's times where you can, stray away from your diet for a little bit. Yes, there's periods in which when you're gaining weight, like right now, like I'm working on gaining weight, I'm bulking up. So therefore, I'm not going to look as lean as I did in the spring. So therefore, on camera, I don't look as good. I'm bigger than I was, but on camera, I almost look bigger then, because, and it's hard to do it now, because I felt like when I was like 20 pounds lighter in the spring, I looked bigger then on camera. And that's just because the way it works out when you're so lean. I was so incredibly lean. Now I'm way not lean now, but I'm obviously a lot bigger. So this coming spring here, when I get super lean again, I'll look twice the size as I did then. And so what happens is I see that thing in the future here. I know what's going to happen in the future. And so because I know what's going to happen in the future here this spring, and obviously, not everything goes your way, and you have to recognize that to keep pushing forward, because things happen where things don't go your way all the time. It's just how it goes. But I can see that this spring I'm gonna look, if I put in the work now and look like shit now, then I know this spring I'll look awesome. I know that if I spend the time to gain a bunch of size, gain a bunch of muscle now, that once I cut down all that excess fat this spring, which is just how it goes. You can see I got excess fat on my belly here. That's just how it goes. I'm doing that. I'm putting in that kind of sacrifice now because I know that in the spring I'm gonna look absolutely insane. I'm gonna be super, super lean, and it's just part of the process. But I couldn't do that. I couldn't get to that point if last fall, a year ago, I didn't take the leap, take the sacrifice to commit every single day to the gym. Because for the first about year and a half, 2 years of lifting, I basically kind of half-assed it. And the problem is with that, because I did that from experience, I'm here to make sure that everyone mentally does not do that. Because I know how terrible it is, how such a horrible experience it is, because it's so, draining of your mind to know how much time and effort you've put in and how little output you get in the end. And really what happens is if you don't just put in 100% effort all the time, then you're not going to get the result that you want. And so that's what happened this last year. This last year, as you can see, I've made so much progress from the beginning of the year until of 2024 to the beginning of this year, 2025. I've made so much incredible progress physically and mentally as well. Mentally is insane how much progress I've made with that. But just from the outside perspective, how much progress I've made on my body is just also insane because I just decided to commit 100%. And if I did not commit 100% and just decide randomly, I didn't even start at the new year. I told myself I would start at the new year, but I didn't, just like everyone else does. I do it too. But guess what? It was January 31st. I got a text message from a couple people, and they said, hey, we're all doing 75 hard. Who wants to do it as well? Without even a hesitation in the world, I just said yes. I had never done it in my entire life. I just said, you know what? Fuck it. We're doing it. We're doing it. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't say, okay, it was like a Tuesday afternoon. I didn't say, okay, I'll start on Monday next week. No, I started it Wednesday morning. It was a Tuesday afternoon. I got a text message that I needed, that I was invited to start 75 hard with a group of guys. And instead of waiting until the next Monday like everyone else does, I started less than 12 hours in advance. Less than 12 hours from hearing. I didn't plan a month in advance. Hey, I'm going to start 75 hard February 1st. Or whatever it was. January 31st, whatever it was. I didn't plan to start. No, I got a text Tuesday afternoon, and I started it Wednesday morning when I woke up. That is the level of just immediate action taking and commitment you need to be taking in order to get this success. It's not that hard, but you actually have to put the effort in and have to use kind of your mental capacity to sacrifice waiting to do things. You have to sacrifice that time and just do it now. You need to do things now. You cannot wait to do things or you will fall behind. You probably feel like you're falling behind. You probably feel like, oh, I'm in my 20s. I'm 18, 19 years old. I'm 20, 25. I don't know how old you are. And I'm not in the best shape of my life. I'm not great. If you're in your 20s, if there's still a 2 before, before your age, if the first number starts with a 2, you should be in the literal best physical condition of your entire life. You have the biggest amount of opportunity. You have the highest amount of testosterone that your body can produce naturally. As a guy, obviously, not for female, if any females are watching this. But as a guy in your 20s, you have the highest potential opportunity to produce, natural testosterone. You have the highest output of energy you could possibly produce from, everything that you can pull together. You have all of that opportunity. And by doing it now, by getting in shape now, once you're in shape, maybe it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years, boom, you're in shape. Perfect. Now it's so much easier to stay in shape the rest of your life than it is to wait till you're 30, 35, 40. Now you're just a fat fuck and you can't get in shape, and it'll take you 5 years to get in shape because you're so far out of shape. Now, if you are in your 30s, 40s, whatever, and you're just out of shape, there is still so much hope. You are still, I know that's 20 years older than me, but that doesn't matter, because guess what? I see people, and I know you probably can too. You can see people all over the internet. There's this lady actually that motivates me so much. It's not, it might surprise people. She's a 78-year-old woman who started when she was, I think she was like 72. She started lifting, and she had never lifted or done any exercise in her entire life. And she started exercising when she was 72, guys. 72. And just out of the blue, I guess. I don't know why. I didn't really look into it. Maybe there was a reason, but out of the blue. And boom, now she can sit here. She can do burpees. She can do pull-ups. She goes on mile runs. She can lift in the gym. She can do back squats, barbell back squats. What 78-year-old's doing barbell back squats? She's not she's no, muscle, hunk of muscle. She's just a 78-year-old woman who's in shape. She can do barbell back squats, guys. I know 20-year-olds who can't even do barbell back squats. If a 78-year-old can't, she can't do too much weight. But guys, there's 20-year-olds who literally can't even walk a mile without running out of breath and have to sit down. Walk a mile. This is getting pathetic. This is getting super pathetic that people can't just decide to start now. It's gonna be hard. I know it's gonna be hard. It's super difficult. I'm not gonna lie and tell you it's quick and easy. If it's quick and easy, everyone would be there. But guess what? Most people aren't, and it's because it's hard and difficult. But hard and difficult things are awesome when you do it, because now no one can say, for example, when I was a lot younger and I started lifting, people would kind of joke around and make fun of me, whatever. Oh, you're going to the gym, blah, blah, blah. And I just didn't listen to them, and I just moved on and kept doing what I was doing. Because I knew that if I stuck with it, which I did, told myself I was going to, and now I'm here, I am, triple the size that I used to be. I am in way better shape than every single other person that I used to know who would make fun of me for all the things that I do now. And guess what? None of them say anything anymore, because I know I'm right, and there's literally zero thing they all have against me. Because guess what? I picked something, told myself I was going to do it, got made fun of for starting, didn't let that get to me, kept going. Now I am 10 times more ahead than all of them, and there's nothing they can say about it anymore, because I am in the position that I'm in because of the effort I did, and I put in, and they're in the position they're in because the effort that they didn't put in. That's how it works. It's that simple. And if you don't want to be that guy who's making fun of the people and putting other people down for seeing them trying to start something new and them trying to work on themselves. And you want to be the guy who's being made fun of and pushed through it. And it's a lot cooler story to be the guy who's getting made fun of, pushed through it, and is now 10 times ahead of those people who, are doing the picking on people, all that kind of stuff. And so you can make fun of me, and you can make fun of all these people who are trying to be better, work on themselves, start something new, do something with their life, all you want. But if if you're in that position where you're just getting made fun of, and maybe you're just not confident about the way you look, and you're not just consistent, and you can't be consistent because you don't have anyone to keep you accountable, and you just can't do it yourself mentally, all these kind of things, if you're in that position, that's the exact same position I was in. And I really, the main thing I want to do now, since kind of I've started all this, is help people who were all in that position that I was in. I was in that exact spot, and now I'm here. And now I'm here because I decided to push through all that and not let all those barriers I had crossed stop me, but rather just pushed the barriers over and kept on going. And so now I'm here to help people who were in that position skip those barriers that I had to push through, because I know how to avoid them, and I know how to overcome them twice as fast as I overcame them. And so the best thing I can do is try and help people to not make the same mistakes I did. So right now I'm taking care of that. I have links to that kind of stuff. If you want to work with me, I have a link. You can book calls in the description. I also have a free, super awesome, put it together, it literally costs you nothing. It's just it's a document of a bunch of stuff that you can go over, has all the information of all workouts, nutrition, all that kind of stuff, absolutely free. It's literally every single thing that you could possibly need to be successful with your nutrition and working out. From if you're starting overweight or underweight, doesn't matter. I have it for both. It's down there. Super awesome. You take a look if you want. And if you want to work with me, I do all the fitness for you. I put all the fitness programs for you, have it in the app for you to track. It's super easy. I take care of all the nutrition for you. I give you everything you need to know in order to succeed. I put something in front of you, and all you got to do is do it. And the best part is then I make sure to stay on your ass and keep you accountable so that you can't fail. And so if that's something that is important to you and you want to get taken care of, I've got that down below. Take a look, and I guess I'll see you in the next video, whichever one you watch. There's going to be a video over here that YouTube thinks you should watch. And if you have not liked and subscribed already, and you want to keep watching these videos to keep staying motivated, keep upgrading your mindset, and keep getting better every single day in the gym, in your mind, in the rest of your daily life, subscribe, connect with me on Instagram. I show my day-to-day life on Instagram as well. It's super awesome. So check out all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.